This is Dan from the 4x4 podcast, and you're listening to the XJ Talk Show.
Well, good evening, one and all. I am going to say something that Josh taught me because I had never heard it or never paid attention to it in the past. The word sans, meaning we are without. So we are sans Josh tonight, which is kind of poetic. Yeah, well, Tammy, I don't know. You remember from the last show, he got his ham license, right?
Yes.
Well, he has a little handy-talkie, HT. When we were kids, they were called walkie-talkies, but I guess that sounds too kiddie. So
right.
Hams call them handy-talkies. Anyway, he has his. He's gone on a couples weekend, a couples retreat, so to speak, to the beach area. So he's out. That's why he's gone. He's actually out on vacation from work, vacation from the show, and he's taken his handy-talkie with him because he just got his license. And he hasn't made his first conversation. He hasn't made his first contact or QSO. So I was betting with one of the other hams on xjtalk.com that there'll be a fight this weekend about putting that damn radio down.
Yes. Does she know he took it?
Yeah. What he says. You never know about those things, right?
So what's this, like a couple's, like a place that you go to for a retreat, or they're just going on like a little vacation?
Well, understandably,
with some other couples.
Understandably, I didn't ask a lot of questions. I think it was just them two, and they were going to go to the beach. I doubt seriously they're going to camp out on the beach, but it very well could be. I like camping, but I like camping one day and one night, and then I want to go home. I don't want to stay out there and sweat and just deal with all the crap, especially the beach. The beach is so bad because of the sand.
Actually, when I went to San Francisco, they didn't have sand on the beach that we went on. It was like small little pebbles. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's not bad. I was going to say it's California. They probably outlawed it.
Right, exactly, because it's dirty.
It's icky. I'm surprised they were letting you get around the water because there's such a water crisis there. They're going to fine you for touching the water.
It was interesting, though, when I was at Yosemite, they did have a sign that said how far you could see the fog was affecting how far you could see up on the mountains.
Oh, okay.
But now, since all their, the new emissions laws and the new pollution laws and blah, 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 that it's your distance you can see is growing now, because all that pollution is, leaving the air.
Yeah, it's great. And as people leave, businesses and people leave the area, it'll get even better.
Yep. Kick them out.
It'll be the United States National Park. So, as I normally say, this is the post show. Episode 179. If you're watching us live on YouTube, please come over to xjtalkshow.com where you can join in our chat room and watch the live and hear the live video. As I often say, this is a live recording of episode 179. The XJ Talk Show is a audio-only podcast, but due to somewhat popular demand, we broadcast...
They want to see our mugs.
That's right. We broadcast video and allow people to join in on the show. So that's why we're here, and we're happy that you're here. If you're watching us on the pre-recorded or post-recorded, can it be pre-recorded or post-recorded? I don't know. Whenever you're watching it, it's a rhetorical question. It's all right. So if you're watching it on YouTube and it's not the live video feed, then you might want to join us on Thursdays, 10 p.m. Central Time, right on xjtalkshow.com or right here on this YouTube channel. So, Tammy, I'm going to bring the green screen in behind me, close some doors, kill a couple of birds, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yes. The melodious tones of Lamas, Sweet Dreams. I think it's actually Lamas. Lamass. Looks like lame-ass to me. At least here in Texas.
Song.
It's a lame-ass song. I really like this song, though.
Well, I was, when I was listening to the podcast from last week, the song came on, and I just I felt like I was back in the.
It took you
sitting
back.
at my desk, getting ready to do the podcast.
Did you look
just
for the?
Evokes that memory.
Did you look for the mute button while you were typing?
Yeah. No,
so I'm on a 5-day vacation. 2 of those days, of course, is the weekend, and I'm thinking about 3:00 this afternoon. Wow, I'm almost off. Be off for 5 days. Will I get something accomplished, or will I just sit my fat ass around the house all these 5 days? And just you could just kind of feel the relaxation coming, and pretty much like it is for you all the time. And
of course.
Well, my wife loves it when I do that to her. But anyway, and then I went, oh, I got a show to do tonight. I can't forget about that, because I'm just like, I'm gonna have a nap. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna stay up late. I'm gonna watch something on TV, and
Oops. Got a show to do.
Yeah, no, I enjoy doing the show. I just, it kind of had a Friday feel, and Fridays we don't do the show. Okie dokie. So, show notes. Actually, I forgot. I want to get that other item in there that we talked about for Amazon. You bought what?
Okay.
And I didn't do
What
any...
about YouTube subscribers?
Oh, yeah. Josh usually does that. Damn it, Josh. It's not a big deal. I'll just have to go grab some.
I wish I knew how to do that.
Don't worry about it. So I was going to say I didn't get any Jeep tips ready for tonight. So we will have more for later.
What about wheel and wear?
I guess we'll skip that because I don't know where Josh gets that information. And I did not have a chance to do that at work today. But I do need to stick in our voicemails.
What about this Amazon You Bought What outro? Stop by iTunes and give us a 5-star review. Don't forget to leave it. And then he has first XJ.
Let me do this. Put this voicemail stuff in here, then I'll have a look at that. I'm not going to do the times. I don't think they're necessary. Some of these songs we've had since the first episodes, like this one. I'm sure somebody's tired of it. I like it. Okay, so let's see. I haven't looked at the YouTube subscribers in such a long time. I'm having to remember where I find that. Hot damn. You click on enough things. Oh my goodness, I have to put this one on there. And I'm going to make you say it. And if you can do it with a Latin accent, I think it'll be good.
I don't think I can do accents very well. Where is it here?
I guess it's not too bad.
I don't see it in there. Did you put it in there already?
Yeah, look under the welcome to our new YouTube subscribers. You are on the right one, right? 179?
Oh, I was looking for Amazon You Bought What?
Oh, no, I'm talking about the YouTube subscribers.
Okay. Oh, my God.
Oh, by the way, I can really tell that that's your sister.
Oh, you should see my other sister.
These are recent subscribers, by the way. I created a document a while back that Josh would go and pull the names from.
Right.
And he's been pulling from that document that was quite old now. I need to make a new one. Looks like they've changed up the subscriber list a little bit here, where they actually tell you when they subscribed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's kind of surprising they didn't have it like this before. See, you get a reprieve on the second one.
Oh, I can do that. But it's not pronounced. Take Josh's thing out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Josh got a intro for Wrangler Talk. So this will be the first week we'll use that.
Oh.
And I don't believe you've heard it yet.
No, I have not. Be a surprise. I'll probably be laughing so hard I won't be able to do it.
That's fine. Well, technically you've heard it all before. It's just mixed together with a little bit of music. And we have Nikki G1. Oh, Nikki G's got a good one tonight. Not that they're not all good. This one is just especially good. It made me laugh. So Super Croc is misspelling his name. It's C-R-O-C-K.
Well, those are the shoes. C-R-O-C is the shoe. So
is this some sort of sexual mating between a Super Soaker and a Croc? A pair of Crocs?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not a pair of Crocs. That'd be too kinky.
Right.
Let's see. What else was I doing? Oh, yeah. Amazon.
Well, did you hear what I did when I was in San Francisco?
If I didn't read about it, no.
I got a tattoo.
No, I'm not going to say anything.
A spur of the moment, we all three, my sister and my niece and I.
Was it like tab A, slot B, that type thing?
No.
Kind of a remembrance, you know? We all fit together and we're in San Francisco.
Well, I wanted to do something where we'd all do the same thing, but they were like, no, we want to do our own little thing.
That's funny. So which one is older, you or your sister?
I am the oldest. I have
Okay.
3 sisters.
So you should have pulled rank on her.
Yeah, they don't listen to me. They never listen to me.
Oh, that's a good thing. Can't
Then
blame.
afterwards, they're like, "You were so right. We should
Yeah.
listen to you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Been there, done that."
Yeah, but the good thing is that they can't blame you. I mean, they can, but you can always say, "Hey, I told
Right.
you what to do."
Right. Exactly.
Oh, there's Jake. My gosh, Jake hadn't been here in a long time. XJ Wheeler. I bet you he's the one that bought these off of Amazon. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! There's a picture. Have you seen the picture?
No, do I want to see this? Do you have it?
It's on Amazon because it can't be that bad, right?
Well, they sell some pretty weird stuff on Amazon.
I was surprised. I did not know that until people started buying it because we were asking for them to do some weird and wild things on Amazon, and they found some weird and wild things I did not know existed on Amazon. I sent you the link in Skype chat.
Oh, so he's croc as in crocodile.
Yeah, that's what he's claiming now. We'll see. It might be just a little convenient for him to say that at this specific juncture. Yeah, you know, this little Amazon you bought what item is very tasteful, if you don't mind the pun. And here we go.
Do you have it? Have you put it in the script yet?
No,
Oh.
but the link's in your chat. You can click on the link that's in chat and see it now.
Oh. Oh, my goodness sakes.
Now, don't give it away. Again, pardon the pun.
I want to know who bought it.
Well, Josh was the one going off on the
Exactly.
weekend, right? So
Josh bought it for so he could bring his ham radio
I think
walkie-talkie.
I'm gonna say he bought it for himself to make a memorable moment for sure.
Holy smoly.
Yeah, you know, they show this with a model like this, and
Right.
but really,
Can you imagine?
really the person wearing it,
Oh my God, that would be nasty looking.
really the
Just
person,
like a regular person.
yeah, the person wearing it is really what's her name
Fat
from Honey
sticking
Honey
out,
Boo Boo,
I know. Fat sticking out of all those little...
Mrs. Honey Boo Boo.
They're probably wondering, what the hell are they talking about?
Well, that's good.
in the chat room.
That's a good teaser. Again, no pun intended. It's actually much nicer than I thought it was. I thought it was just something that went up, you know, to the crack of dawn.
Uh-huh.
So this is a whole outfit. Oh, and there's these other ones frequently bought together. You know, and it's a damn decent price, $7.65.
I know. That was a pretty good deal.
That's at least $9 worth of fun right there. I can't grab the image. I wanted to put the image in the show notes. Still not putting up Amazon You Bought What items from the show notes, but I need to get with you and show you how to do that. And these people weren't even brave enough to put in a product description. And all these things are cheap. I like down at the bottom where they give you recommendations for
what other people bought.
Yeah, or similar items.
Right.
So we'll just have to crack wise on this one because they really don't have anything. I guess we could say I don't know. Just kind of describe what we saw in the picture. And I'll let you...
It was purple.
Was it? I thought it was blue.
Oh, it looked kind of purplish to me.
So I'll let you do that one. And let's see. I think that's it.
I'm ready. I'll forget to wave.
Well, yeah, that's all right. So I just need to resize this. Got an internet connection warning popped up, but you're still moving.
Sorry.
Yeah, there it goes. All right, so let's see if we can get started. Oh, I'll warn everybody. New internet hardware here from the fine folks at AT&T Uverse, and a significant upgrade in bandwidth, but been having a little bit of a problem with it. So you may have some outages while you're watching the show tonight. It should start back up automagically, and we're just going to carry on as we can, as long as it doesn't affect Tammy's audio coming back to me. So if you see a dropout, stick with us. It'll be back. I don't think it'll drop out longer than a couple of seconds most of the time. Sometimes it'll drop out for longer, like right now. I don't know. Don't know why it's still working, frankly, but we're experiencing a long timeout currently.
So they can't hear us?
No, I mean, I'm seeing you and I'm hearing you, so they probably can see and hear us as well. So I don't know. I'm gonna wait for it to subside, or or if it disconnects you, then we'll get started once it gets done with this prolonged outage. This is what it does. It times out a couple of times and then comes back, and then it's there for a long period, or then it's there for about 30 seconds. Times out, comes back, times out, comes back, and then there'll be these long timeouts. Really pisses me off. No, Steve, we haven't got started yet. As I was saying, we're having a bit of a internet issue that I don't think is going to cause us much problems tonight, but we'll just have to wait and see. And we have Jeep Boss in there, so I think it's back to its normal cycle now. So I'm going to go ahead and get started.
Yeah, they said they can hear us.
Okay. Here we go.
You're listening to a 4x4 Radio Network podcast.
Are you ready?
It's the XJ Talk Show with Tammy on Wrangler, Tony and Josh on Cherokee. So sit back, strap in, and brace yourself.
First Week in Jeep.
Fiat Chrysler CEO Sergio Marchionne said some new Jeep Renegade subcompact crossovers are being withheld from dealers because of software problems. Marchionne said the Renegade's quality issues are similar to those that plagued the 2013 debut of the Jeep Cherokee. He spoke late Tuesday after receiving an Industry Leader of the Year award from the SAE Foundation. The Cherokee's 2013 launch was delayed several months because of the software controlling its 9-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive system. The Renegade has an identical 9-speed automatic, but a different all-wheel drive train system than the Cherokee. A source at FCA clarified Thursday that the software causing the problem did not involve the Renegade's transmission. The source would not identify the nature of the software issue, and the company has no comment. I am having a very bad engineering day, Marchionne said. It's a combination of attributes of the vehicle that is making my life horrible. He said the software issues are being addressed and predicted that any renegades being held would be released by mid-June at the latest. In addition, Marchione said the company has changed its plans for the next generation Jeep Wrangler, which previously was planned to have an all-aluminum body. Back when he suggested this, the good folks at Toledo, Ohio screamed, yowled, yelped, and otherwise laminated as retooling the Ohio's town plant, the historic home of the CJ, would cost more coin than the FCA could justifully spend, ultimately necessitating the relocation of the assembly line. But the CEO said Wrangler would now have aluminum components, such as perhaps a weight-saving aluminum hood and a tailgate, as well as aluminum doors, but not an aluminum body. Now that Fiat Chrysler helmsman says that the future iteration of America's scrappy, capable four-wheeler will only be partially constructed of the lightweight material, which means it could be built in Toledo after all. Marchione explained there will be a large portion of the vehicle that will be aluminum. It will not be all aluminum. We've run the numbers and we've simulated mileage on the impact, he said, because of the difference in cost, not just on the material, but the actual assembly process. I think we can do almost as well without doing it all aluminum. I think we can get very close. Marchione was pretty chatty at that award ceremony because he also said the next generation Grand Cherokee, which had been due in 2017, may be delayed to allow it to be jointly developed with a higher-end Grand Wagoneer. The two vehicles would share a platform. Speaking of the Wagoneer, which had been scheduled to go on sale in 2018, Marchione said development needs to coincide with the complete relook at the Grand Cherokee architecture and effectively jointly develop them. And if there is a delay, it's due to the joining of these two programs into something that makes sense. It needs to happen, he said. Marchione said the Wagoneer, which would be a luxury three-row version, would compete with the Range Rovers and other luxury SUVs at prices well above the most expensive current Grand Cherokee. Marchione said, I think we need to go there with the next generation. So that's This Week in Jeep, and I give props to Jake and John for working overtime to get some content. And hey, a big thanks to all of you who helped out by submitting stories to This Week in Jeep. If you have something we think we should report on, or you have a response to any one of our stories, make sure you let us know by sending an email to newstips@xjtalkshow.com.
Well, Tammy, that's damn interesting about the all aluminum body and how they're going to do it with aluminum parts, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it at least doesn't scare the hell out of all the Wrangler owners as bad, I would think.
And I wonder if they're doing it because of the public outcry or just because of the cost at the plant, and they want to keep the assembly line at the Toledo plant. I don't know.
Well, I guess that's a cost savings too, because if you already have a plant that's there and you don't have to build another one or find the space,
Right.
I don't know if they have another facility readily available to be able to do the aluminum body or not. What you want to bet it's coming though. I bet as they make money and as they feel out the public with the all aluminum thing. I mean, Ford,
Right.
Ford just
They're
came
going
out.
to ease it into us.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, it's. I mean, if it was titanium, it'd be cool because the military uses titanium, but there's
Right.
titanium is so expensive. But
They could call it the Jeep tank.
exactly. So, but with Ford coming out with or I guess they've come out with the all aluminum F-150. I guess that's kind of cool from the standpoint as Jeep can look and see how the public reacts to the all aluminum Ford. Especially, it's going to be interesting when as people start working on these things and trying to repair body damage that's aluminum and not the normal steel that everybody's used to. So
Right.
I don't know of any all aluminum vehicles out there before this time. I mean, I guess the DeLorean was probably the closest, but that was stainless steel. So who knows? We'll see what happens. Interesting nonetheless.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see them.
xjtalk.com is where you go when you're not off-road. And now you can go to xjtalk.com when you're off-road too. Using your smartphone, install the Tapa Talk app, then search for XJ Talk. Take XJ Talk with you wherever you go. Jury duty, dinner with your spouse's parents, even, well, anywhere you need your XJ Talk fix.
xjtalk.com. It's where you go when you're not off-road.
We here at the XJ Talk Show really appreciate you listening to our podcast. If you enjoy the show, please consider sharing it with a friend. It's so easy. Just tell them to go to xjtalkshow.com.
Hey guys, on this week's Wrangler Talk, in just a few minutes, I'm making a list and checking it twice. Will I be ready for my off-roading adventure this weekend? Stay tuned.
Ooh, yeah, you're going up to Rosh Creek, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish I was going there. That'd be
I'm nervous though.
That'd be a hell of a drive. Well, you've been there before, right?
Yeah, but I'll let you know when we get over to the fire. I am nervous.
Oh, who's making the fire tonight? I guess you are.
I already got it going.
Okay, good. Well, keep an eye on it. We don't want to burn down the set.
No, that's true.
So
I have a bucket of water there ready to go.
Excellent. So I want to tell you guys about the 4x4 Radio Network. It's a conglomeration, a pile. No, I shouldn't say that. A blob of off-roading podcasts. We've now got the Muddy Microphone podcast, or Muddy Mike podcast, and that is officiated by Greg, and he talks about UTVs, ATVs, and more. You know, like two-wheel drive motorcycles. I don't know, two-wheel drive doesn't sound that cool, but that's all the tires or all the wheels on a motorcycle, so I guess that's pretty cool. And then we have the Center Steer podcast with John, and he has a team of individuals, some even in England, so they do the Land Rover thing. So it's Center Steer podcast, and it's CENTRE Steer, because, well, the Land Rover is a vehicle from Great Britain, and they spell things funny over there. Then, of course, you have the 4x4 podcast with Dan, and Craig also helps him out with that show. They talk about overlanding, off-road cooking, and some off-road racing, and there's a few other things in there. They're kind of like all over the place, giving you lots of good entertainment, a nice wide wrath of or swath of entertainment. So, and of course, you're very well aware of the XJ Talk Show and what we do here, or what we try to do here. So, thank you very much for joining us as a member of the 4x4 Radio Network. And well, we just like for you to go over to 4x4radionetwork.com. That's www.4x4radionetwork.com. You can hit the play button and listen to all the shows from all four of the podcasts that make up the 4x4 Radio Network. Well, Tammy, let's get on over to our voicemails. And, you know, we got a couple of voicemails here. We've heard from Denver D1, which we haven't heard from in quite a while. And
I don't think I've ever heard him.
Yeah, and in fact, he gave us this little drop.
It's a Jeep podcast, fellas.
And he was often explaining to us on voicemail that when we went off talking about ham radio or this, that, and the other, that he would call in and say,
it's a Jeep podcast, fellas.
I think actually...
you know what? You need to give me that audio so I can push the play button when you and Josh get off on your tangents.
Yeah. So I think we started talking about The Walking Dead. And he called in about that because he's not a Walking Dead fan. Hard to believe. But so we actually moved the whole Walking Dead thing over to Tony and Josh show and took it out of the Jeep podcast. And I think we just had a general conversation about it one time. And he lost his mind about that. So,
well, I guess what I could do is just every once in a while go, guys, Denver D. Well,
you could just say focus, Jeep podcast. So anyway, let's get to our voicemails.
Hey, this is Tony.
And this is Josh from the XJ Talk Show. We want to thank you for calling our 24/7 voice line.
Yes, we do. Just leave your first name and your question or comment.
There's no guarantee, but we may play your message on the podcast.
Oh, and don't worry about keeping it clean. We'll take care of that.
Now it's your turn to speak at the beep.
What's up, fellas? Denver D1. Been away from the show for a bit. My apologies. Was going over some recent shows, the March 2nd one, I believe, and where you guys went into long-winded, very deep detail on swim and clogged ears and ear inspections and strep throat, and apparently you got some good graphics to go with it. I was just thinking, maybe I'm listening to the Dr. Tony and Dr. Josh WebMD show or something, but then I heard Tony Q up that clip saying, it's a Jeep podcast, fellas. Just wanted to, you haven't forgotten that, Steve, but just wanted to give you another general reminder. Y'all keep doing what you're doing. The rubber's not done.
Yep, yeah. They need to be put in their place every once in a while, right?
It's always in the back of my head when we're going off on the tangent. It's an interesting conversation, but I'm thinking, Denver D1, he's getting upset. He's getting ready to stop the podcast, or at least skip forward.
The steam coming out of his ears.
Yeah. So here we have one from Supercroc, and that's CROCK, even though he says it's CROC. No, he was explaining to me that I'm misspelling the name, and I'll make that correction. I just needed to pay attention to the chat room where he's actually in the chat room tonight, because and that's why I'm giving him a hard time. But here we go with the first voicemail from Supercroc.
Hello, this is the Supercroc again. Today I come to you from my kitchen table. I am trying, and not quite succeeding, at fixing my 97 Plus XJ window switch. I got the soldering done on it, okay, that part was all right. But those switches, unless you like dealing with air-soluble little springs and tiny white plastic pieces that will hide on you, don't do it. So, yeah, lots of fun tonight. Bye.
So if you're talking about the main switch panel that's right there at your left hand, on the driver's side door, I tried working on those things. I bought some transistors and yada yada yada. I think I even managed to find the proper momentary switches that they use in there. And
is that for like the windows and the locks?
Yes, yeah, it is. And the power locks, power windows. And you know what I finally did? I went over to rockauto.com and bought a brand new one for $89 and put it in there. And, I've had the Jeep since 1998. And I guess it messed up about 3 or 4 years ago. So I figure if I can get the same number of years out of it, that's good enough. If I got to spend $80 or $90 every 10 or 15 years, I'll do it. So,
the Wrangler, the only thing on our side is the locks, because the windows are in the center. Because I don't know why.
They're manual, right?
No, I have power windows, but my power windows are down by the radio. And I think it's because of the doors come off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The power locks are still in the door, and you can, you unplug. When you take the doors out, you have to unplug all that stuff from the Jeep. But I think maybe I don't know. No,
it makes good sense, since you can remove the doors, and that way you don't have to worry about the harness carrying the switch that way
anymore. Yeah.
Now the interesting thing is, and you need to try this, once you take the doors off, see if the power switches.
The windows work.
Yeah, still the power windows still work. It's a Bluetooth,
Yeah. We'll have the door sitting in the garage, rolling the windows up and down.
Your husband will hear the noise and look over there and go, "What the hell?" It's a joke. It's just a joke, people. It won't work. I promise you.
I know. Being silly.
All right, here we go. Let's get over to Scott.
Hey guys, this is Scott calling back again. I feel like I botched my first voicemail, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave a second one. Anyway, my name's Scott. Over here from New Jersey, in a Jeep club called the Jersey Shore Jeepers. And I just want to tell you about a little thing we did this weekend. Actually, Saturday on Armed Forces Day, we welcomed home a hometown hero from my town here in Toms River, New Jersey. Basically what he was, fighting the war for us, and his Humvee was hit with an IED while he was out there, and he got injured. So pretty much what we did, the club presidents, Rich and Joanne, they did a great job getting us all together. We all mounted big American flags to all of our Jeeps and basically welcomed him home. We all met up beforehand. with our local police departments, fire departments, EMS, and a couple state police. Basically what we did was we gave him a big convoy welcoming home to his house where there was a big block party for him, welcoming home, bagpipers, barbecues, the whole nine. It's just a really great hometown hero, just us showing him our appreciation for everything he did. Basically, just our hometown pride for him. And again, you guys can check out some photos from it. Our Facebook page, the Jersey Shore Jeepers. I'm not too sure if it's an open or closed page, but regardless, I'll post up some pictures on the XJ Talk page, and you guys can go ahead and check that out. Again, it was just a good thing to do. I'll let you guys know some other upcoming events here in New Jersey, also known as the Armpit of America. I feel like we get left out a lot in a lot of Jeep talk. But, we have New Jersey Jeep Invasion coming next month over in Wildwood. Every other month we have a Central Jersey Jeep meet put on by Lost Off-Road, and a shout out to Mark from the president of Lost Off-Road, doing a good job putting that on. And all right, I'll give you guys a call back next time we have an event going on. Catch you later.
That's so awesome what they did. And, you hear that with Jeep clubs all over the country. Like I know down in Texas, I think it was, they were helping pull out some semis, and up north, the trucks that were stuck in the snow. And, you have all these Jeep clubs doing fundraisers for kids who are sick. And it's just a really good thing to hear.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Great thing to hear. And I especially like hearing anytime they're doing something for a soldier. I shouldn't say we are doing anything for soldiers, police, fire, all these individuals that really make our way of living possible, because those are dangerous jobs, and they're putting themselves in harm's way every day, and we really appreciate it. All right, so let's get to our second Super Croc email and our final voicemail for the evening.
Well, greetings again, XJ Talk. This is the Super Croc, and now that's Croc as in crocodile, and not as Tony had it 2 weeks ago in the show notes as Croc, like, I don't know, maybe Crock Pot or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Crock Pot.
Is it C-R-O-C-K? Yeah.
Crock Pots are good for things sometimes.
Or Crackpot.
But I digress. I am now an owner of, well, I guess you could say 2.5 Jeeps.
Ah.
I now have my 97 XJ, my 78 XJ that at one time ran but is now a parts vehicle and no
so
title.
that's the 0.5.
And my newest one, a 1976 Jeep CJ7. And that one, I have a title. I have most of the parts for it. I have the transmission and the transfer case separate from it. And everything else is there except the engine. So plan on hearing some fun stuff on that eventually. So that could be fun. Who knows? Bye.
Well, he said a 78 Wagoneer, didn't he? That's a shame if it's a parts vehicle.
No, didn't he? I thought he said they were both XJs.
Well, the 78 would have been a Wagoneer because the first year for the XJ was 84. So I'm thinking that's a Wagoneer. Maybe that's where I got Wagoneers. I did the math quickly in my head. So that's a shame. If he's got a Wagoneer, a 78 Wagoneer, that would be kind of cool to be able to put that one together, especially if you turned it into a four-wheel drive and dropped a LS1 in there. But anyway, I don't know. Some people don't like that because it's not keeping it original. But I like I like the idea of having something old but with modern technology.
Something old, new, blue, borrowed.
Yeah. They recently did a build on several episodes. They did a build on Extreme 4x4, and I can't remember the model vehicle it was, but it's a military vehicle. Found it in the junkyard. It was waiting to be crushed. And this is like a 40s era vehicle. It's a truck. And Ian from Extreme 4x4 took that thing and put all new axles under it, put in a Hemi motor in it, did a lot of repair on the body work as far as the rusted out floor panels, built a nice transmission tunnel in there in the cab. He even chopped the windshield down a little bit because it was kind of tall, and really nice build. But you know what he did? He didn't paint the damn thing.
He didn't what?
Paint it.
Uh-huh.
He left it with the rust and all the faded paint, and I think they clear coated it. It's called patina, apparently. And
to make it look like it's still old?
Yeah, exactly. And so, they stopped the rust and took care of the places where it had rusted through, but kept that old paint and, the 50, 60-year-old paint that was on there. And they actually took it out. I think they took it out to Moab. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it was seen at Rosh Creek. Oh, it just dawned on me. Memorial Day weekend, it is going to be crowded out there. And maybe you'll see somebody from Extreme 4x4 in one of these vehicles I'm talking about, because that would be a great time for them to go out there and film. So, but anyway, thank you very much for the voicemails, guys. Keep them coming in. We really appreciate them, and we really appreciate your involvement in the show. So now let's get to some of that YouTube love.
Okay. Our first is, take a deep breath. Juan Guillermo Barrienche Ospina.
I'd call him Juan. We've got a friend of the show that follows us on Facebook, at least. I'm not sure about of the Twitter or not. But anyway, John Reynolds.
Then we have Sean Caldwell.
And Brian Morgan. So we have over 866 subscribers and 223,000 views, which is, nothing compared to some of the other folks out there.
Yeah.
But it's 223,000 more than we had when we started. So we really appreciate you guys going over there looking. Please take time to subscribe. YouTube.com/xjtalk.
Oh, just real quick, Super Croc said it was 2 CJs and 1 XJ.
Ah, okay. When he said a 78, I thought he said 78 XJ, like you said. I mean, 78 XJ, which would make it a Wagoneer, I believe. I'm not that up on Wagoneer information. So let's take a brief moment to remember Memorial Day.
For many of us, Memorial Day holds a very special place in our hearts, where the men and women who so bravely fought and died while serving in the United States Armed Forces are remembered. Their memory is raised by the living, who resolve not to let their sacrifice be in vain, but to rise up in their stead and continue the fight for freedom, liberty, and justice for all. This Memorial Day, please join us here at the XJ Talk Show in remembering those who made the ultimate sacrifice for each and every one of us, so that each and every day we may continue to enjoy our freedoms.
Yeah, I just want to thank all of you that are, still with us. Perhaps you have a loved one, an uncle, somebody that you never knew that served with our military forces and died as a direct result of it. And that's what we're remembering on Memorial Day, or the soldiers that have died helping to keep this country what it is and defend it from foreign aggressors. And we really, really honor their memory. All right, now let's move on over to. Oh, and by the way, Tammy, you can jump in here and introduce these. I don't have to introduce them all.
Well, this one's actually my favorite, so I don't mind.
I know. Let's jump in there and do this.
Yeah. Now we have From the Mind of Nikki G, something I missed last week.
Here we go.
From the mind of Nikki G.
Hey, this is Nikki G, and I was heard on the podcast about the parade of Jeeps they had in Florida a couple of weeks ago. Made some record, over 1,000 Jeeps. Big deal. I see that many Jeeps every weekend at my local auto parts store.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, I will chat you later, and you have a good one. Bye.
I can see that.
Hey, this is Nikki G, and
sorry,
I want to share something funny happened with me a little earlier in the week. Not really Jeep related, but I was sitting on a plane going to Wilmington to visit my daughter, and of course got on a plane, pulled off the gate, and got an air traffic delay, so we had to pull over on the ramp and sit for a little while the air traffic control sequences. And so I turned on my phone to text her, tell I was going to be a little late. And naturally, my wife Wendy senses my phone is on and calls me, decides to call me. And so I'm sitting on a plane with people, and this is my ringtone for Wendy. Let's see if I get my iTunes to play it.
Fire left engine. Fire right engine. Stop.
Yeah, the little old lady sitting 2 rows in front of me, wet her pants. All right, guys, I'll chat you later, and you have a good one. Goodbye.
This has been From the Mind of Nikki G.
Only Nikki G can actually brag that says he's got an old lady's pants wet.
Oh, the parade thing. I heard that. I don't know if it was the Florida one or not, but I heard there was like 3,000 Jeeps actually, but somebody slowed down and broke the distance between each Jeep. I read that somewhere, and I was trying to find it the other day, and I couldn't find it, but it could have been even more. I mean, they did break the record, but it could have been a bigger record.
See, this is why people don't like Wrangler owners, because they do stuff like this.
We just do whatever we want to do. We don't care.
You're supposed to, I was baiting you. You're supposed to defend the Wrangler owners.
No, I'm not gonna fall for your little tricks.
Oh, gee. Yeah. See, people are going, no, don't let him do that. Yeah. But anyway, so, yeah, thanks for the call, Nikki G. We always appreciate those every week. And, Nikki G
Look forward to them.
Yeah. Nikki G uses our speak pipe, and you can, often tell it in the quality of the audio. So if you want to use our speak pipe to leave us a message, just go over to xjtalkshow.com, and over there to the right-hand side, I have to think about it, it'll say send questions and comments, and you'll see a little microphone. It's kind of like a pull-out. You click it, and the whole thing comes out, and you can use your PC that has a microphone attached, your iPad. I think you could even use your iPhone or Android phone to do that if that little thing actually pops out for you. So there's many devices that you can use to leave us a message, and please take the time to do that. If you don't want to do for the old highfalutin technological stuff, you can always go to the telephone and call us at 530-675-4102. 530-675-4102. Not saying it a third time, rewind. So we really hope to look forward to hearing from you.
Definitely.
So, Tammy, I've got to find the new intro that Josh did for us. And where did I put it? Oh, here it is.
Shut up and listen. Shut up. So shut up.
You don't shut up.
Shut up, Shane.
Hey, shut up and listen.
It's time for Wrangler talk.
It's time for G-Mama.
That was very good. Very good. I'm really excited, but I'm nervous at the same time because this weekend I'm going to head up to the mountains of Pennsylvania to spend the day on the trails at Roush Creek Off-Road Park. It's been a while since my last time I was on the trails. It was actually January 15th. And I need to start prepping my Jeep with my off-roading supplies. So, that's kind of what I've been doing this week. But as I'm doing that, I'm becoming more and more nervous as the days grow near, because the trails that I have been on are the green trails, which are your basic trails. And then the next step up are the blue trails, and then they have black trails, and then they have red trails. Now remember, I'm still stock, and these trails are going to be a little more challenging, so that's why I'm a little nervous about doing the blue trails, because I'm going to be scraping and there's a potential for danger. So I'm like, gosh, do I really want to do that? So anyway, I need to prep my Jeep, get my supplies. So, I made my list. It's on my blog, www.jeepmama.com, but I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I've got the high lift jack that I was given as a gift from a fellow Jeeper in California. I have my tow straps, a tree saver. I have my shackles, and I have the purple ones, which are decorative, but I do have 2 other ones. Gloves, jumper cables, a shovel, my first aid kit, a flashlight. I have my tire deflators, and I went and I reset them to make sure they're all in sync. And I have a tire pressure gauge, and I don't have to worry about when I put the air back in them, because they have air at Roush Creek. I also have my tools, my torque set, and I'm excited to use my CB radio that I got for Christmas. It's going to be my first time using it, so I hope I set everything up right. And of course, I'll have food and water. And one thing that I was a little worried about, because I've been hearing so much about these fires in the Jeeps lately, that I'm like, gosh, maybe I need to get a fire extinguisher, but I'm really not sure what kind to get. So I'm asking everyone, I know some of you aren't listening to this till Monday, and it's going to be, I will have already gone on the trail on Sunday, but maybe for next time, if you guys can give me some suggestions on what I'm missing, what I really need to get. So that would be great. And Tony, what do you think I'm missing?
Well, I'll just talk about the fire extinguisher first. You can just stop by Walmart on your way out and pick you up one of those little kitchen fire extinguishers, because anything that you have will be better than not having anything.
Right.
And I doubt very seriously you'll have any problem with an engine fire. More than likely,
knock on wood.
Yeah, more than likely, if you have a fire extinguisher, you'll probably use it for somebody else.
Right.
Especially older vehicles, especially ones that have had work done to them and wasn't done quite right. And
my wiring, I know I'll be good with my light wiring, because I did a super duper good job on that.
Oh, did you mention your camera, your off-road camera?
Oh, yes, that's right. I'm going to bring my Quick Pro camera, and there was something else. Somebody said I better bring toilet paper.
Yeah.
And what else? Yeah, my camera, because I'm going to be videotaping, or it's not really videotaping anymore.
No tape, just videoing.
Yeah, videoing.
And you have a cell phone, a smartphone. You'll be able to take videos with that as well, right? I hope you can get some pictures, not only for your blog, jeepmama.com, but also too some that we can use here on the show and on our website, xjtalk.com.
Definitely.
And xjtalkshow.com. So
I just wish I had someone to go with me to be in the passenger seat to help take pictures, like get out while I'm driving. But maybe the folks that I'm with, they'll do that for me.
Well, you're the matriarch of the family. You may not be able to push your husband around, but you can sure push those kids around.
I wish.
There'll be no more Legos for you, young man.
They get their stubbornness from me, so it's really hard to get them to do things they don't want to do.
Well, if I can suggest, I would say, somebody's going to be wanting to drive a vehicle here someday really soon. And I can see that not happening as quick as it might if you don't go on this trip with me.
Well, the thing about it is our neighborhood pool opens this weekend. So
minor. This is minor stuff. That's water. You can water anytime. I mean, I would think the oldest boy would be looking forward to going. It may not be going was it like 3-hour drive?
Yeah, that's the bad part. It's a 3-hour drive there and a 3-hour drive back.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm very excited for you. Look forward to hearing about that, and I'm hoping we can hear more when you on our next episode 180.
Yeah. Hopefully, I won't be asking for how to fix my, drivetrain or my axles, or just
Nah.
Praying that I don't break anything.
I bet you don't. And I'm sorry, what trail color were you going to be going on?
The blues, they rate the trails like they do for ski trails. Like greens are the easiest, blues are the next ones up. And some of the blues, I mean, everyone says, oh, you can do any of the blues in your stock. You're just going to scrape a lot. But I just don't feel comfortable because I don't have enough experience falling over the rocks yet. So.
Well, you'll be getting it. And I'm sure there'll be lots of people out there happy to help.
Right.
And you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I bet you there won't be a lot of women drivers, especially solo. So I bet you just because of that, you'll get a lot of help from folks because they're going to, there's a lot of gentlemen left out there. And I think that the gentlemen will come out and help you with that.
Yep, I hope so.
But take your mace with you just in case. the one that they took away from you in Canada.
Yes. I actually have new mace.
Yep. Excuse me. All right. Well, let's get over to
Amazon. You bought what?
Yes.
Amazon.com and the XJ Talk Show present You Bought What?
So what we do here is we say, Josh, tell these folks about it. And since Josh isn't here, I'll do it. So basically what we have is a little agreement with Amazon.com where anytime you click on our banner ad, whether it's xjtalk.com or xjtalkshow.com, it'll take you over to Amazon. Then anything that you purchase within like a 24-hour period of time, the XJ Talk Show will get credit for that. So if you buy a Boeing 747 for $350 million, we'll get about 6% of that, which means you'll never hear from me again. No.
It will be gone.
Tammy will go, Tony?
We'll be in the Bahamas.
Josh, where are you? But it's anywhere from like 4 cents to 10% if it's a song or something. So, but the really cool thing is that it doesn't change what you pay for the item. So that $350 million that you pay for the Boeing 747, that's going to be exactly what you pay, and XJ Talk Show will still get a little something for that. And it really winds up being a few pennies because it's not much. Most of the purchases aren't that big, but it doesn't matter. It adds up, and beyond all that, it makes us feel good about us because you thought about us first. So here are a few items that that people purchased after clicking on the banner at xjtalkshow.com. Tammy, let's go ahead and start with yours. I know I'm first there, but I've been talking, so let me let you talk.
Do you want me to do the
first one? We'll leave that last one for after mine.
Well, one thing that someone bought was a Wenzel Klondike 8-person family tent. And this is an awesome item for any Jeeper. It was $160.24, and it's an 8-person family dome tent with attached screen room. It's made of weather-repellent polyester and with polyurethane coating, a full mesh roof option, double-staked power corners for stability. Screen areas function as a sunroom or a second sleeping room, so you can kick the kids into that room. It measures 16 by 6.5 by 11 feet, and it weighs 27.3 pounds. So, if you're going to go backpacking, give it to your husband to hike up the trail.
That's only 27 pounds for the Jeep to haul, so that means a lot. And
that's true.
And if you're going to kick your kids into that other room, just remember to keep it down, folks, because those walls are paper thin.
Exactly.
But really thank you for taking the time to go over there and purchase that 8-person tent for $157. I don't think you could go to a hotel and spend the night for $157 for 8 people.
Well, not with 8 people, no. You'd have to get 2 rooms.
I mean, if you just go in there and say, oh, it's just me and my girlfriend, we need a room, and then you sneak the other 6 people in, you can probably get in there for $157.
Right. Some people have to sleep on the floor, but...
Well, it's better than being outside.
Yep.
So thank you very much. And let's get on to our next item here. I thought this was pretty cool. Now, there were a lot of cool items that were purchased, and we had to pick a few. Now, I thought this was kind of cool because, you guys are probably using a laptop or some electronic computer type device to listen to our show. And, this person bought a Seagate 1 terabyte laptop SSD SATA hard drive. And the way they did this, because a 1 terabyte SSD, in other words, all memory drive, would be quite expensive. This one was only $77. So the way they get away with that is part of it's SSD or memory, and the rest of it's the traditional hard drive. So it still spins and data, et cetera, et cetera. And they have some software in there that moves the stuff that you need access to very quickly into the memory and leave the stuff that you don't need access to very quickly on the hard drive. So this little thing is a laptop hard drive. So it really significantly boosts the performance of your laptop because, well, memory is a lot faster than a spinning disk. So as I was saying, it's a 1 terabyte, 5400 RPM, 2.5 inch solid state hybrid OEM drive. Utilizes Seagate flash memory technology to deliver the SSD-like performance. Integrates NAND flash with traditional hard drive storage. 9.5 millimeter design for maximum capacity laptops. Transfer kit not included. You know, I've just imagined something like The Price is Right, where the model is standing there, you know, doing the hands and stuff around, around the item, and I could just see them doing this little tiny hard drive because it's, you know, a laptop hard drive. So that's why I was chuckling. All right, Tammy, it's time.
Drum roll. So actually, we flipped a coin and I lost, so I get to read this one. And I just want to clarify, I did not buy this, but I think maybe Josh did because he's away this weekend. So I'm wondering what he's doing. Anyway, okay. This is a sexy woman, open crotch, mesh, fishnet body stocking lingerie set. Now, when you go to Amazon, there is no description.
They were too. I don't know. Well, I was going to say chicken, but no, they were.
Yeah.
They were too.
So
afraid.
what it is it's a full body one suit mesh thing, and it has openings in certain areas of the outfit for easy access. Let's just say,
you know, if I'm thinking.
It's for when you're on the trail and you need to go to the bathroom and you're like, God, I don't want to take my pants down to go to the bathroom. So you just, I'm pretty sure that's what it's for.
Perhaps it is. Well, do you put a towel down on the leather seats? I think you would have to, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I would have to.
Especially in the summer.
Oh, so could you imagine the patterns that would form? Anyway, so I'm thinking that if you are, maybe you stop by one of those Roach Coach sushi bars, and you took a little sushi that was off temp, this would be an excellent addition for making it into the bathroom very quickly and getting back out.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you this, folks. You need to go to Amazon because they do have a full flesh-colored laugh-light person wearing this mesh stocking. And, it's fishnet. I don't understand how you're going to keep the fish in there because there's huge holes in this outfit. And the other thing that crossed my mind was if Josh bought this for his lover's retreat that he's on this weekend, can you imagine all the little tufts of hair sticking out of those fishnet holes?
Hopefully he shaved.
All right. Well, that's enough of that.
Josh will never go on vacation again. And it comes in different colors too.
And flavors.
And it's only...
We just found out what you bought.
Oh my God, I just can't believe that made it on the list.
I know, neither can I. And by the way, it's only $7.64.
And like I was telling Tammy in the pre-show, that's at least $9 worth of fun right there. So it's a great deal. So thank you to whoever it was that purchased that. We'd like to know who you are and send pictures. So anyway, no, Tammy, you do this one.
The reviews?
Yeah.
You know what? We really love reviews, whether they're good or bad, indifferent. So stop by iTunes and give us a 5-star review or a 1-star review.
No.
And don't forget to leave us a comment too. We'll be sure to read it on our show.
Love the comments. So we did not have a review this week, Tammy. I don't know what's wrong with you people. I don't want to sound judgmental, but what's wrong with you people? Go over to iTunes and leave us a review. You can always go over to xjtalk.com, the forum, join up and leave your comments there. You can go over to Google Plus, find us, make your comments there. Hell, you can even be in the chat room and make some comments. So it doesn't have to be iTunes, but iTunes does help the show out. But we did have a review way back in February of 2013 from First XJ. I'm sorry. The subject was First XJ
That's right.
by Coaster DC. He gave us a 5-star review, which of course is what you do.
Right.
You may have heard 1 star, but I don't know. That person's new. Don't listen to them. It's 5-star.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
There you go. It's the fishnet stockings,
Yeah,
or not
still.
stockings. That would be something else. So Coaster DC says it was love at first sight. This black 97 XJ was the 3rd vehicle in line at a local auction last September with 167,000 miles on it. It was an impulse buy at $800. Wow. With this being my first SUV and not knowing any of the history of the Jeep Cherokee and especially the off-road angle, I started researching on the internet and came across the XJ Show podcast. With the podcast, I've gone from just having a used truck to appreciating the history of the XJ itself. I can tell you that this product is well produced, or this podcast is well produced, and informative with segments like This Week in Jeep, 24/7 voice line, You Bought What, Jeep Tips. This is my fave, which is great for me since I'm learning about the Jeep, electrical and audio segments, and finally, an interview segment with Jeep-related topics. Using my aftermarket JVC HD radio with iPod interface, I also listen to the podcast while on road trips. Just give it a listen, and you'll be hooked too. Good job to the host, Tony and Josh. Now, that was before Tammy was here, so don't get offended, Tammy. This is the way things are. So we really appreciate that review, and yours doesn't have to be that long. It could be longer. So whatever the mood and the feeling takes you, please go over to iTunes or really anywhere. Stitcher, they take reviews. You can probably even do reviews at Tuned In, and there's always the Twitter and Facebook. You can always tell your friends. Oh, and come to think of it, I wanted to mention this. I think this is in the show wrap up, but I'm going to mention it now. We want to encourage you to post on your favorite Jeep forum. Let your friends know about the XJ Talk Show. And of course, it's not just about Cherokees anymore. It's about Jeeps. So we talk about Wranglers. We talk about Cherokees. We talk about the Wagoneer that's coming out in 2018.
The Renegade.
Yeah, the Renegade, all kinds of things. So it's a Jeep podcast. And tell your friends about it and post up on your favorite forum. And let everybody there know because, I think we got a good show here, Tammy, and I want to share it with everybody.
Definitely.
Well, you do have the fire going.
Yeah, I told you. You never listen.
I never listen. I'm a man.
No.
If I didn't say it, it's not important.
Exactly.
All right. Well, as I mentioned in the pre-show, we do not have Josh here tonight. He was lost on the trail, and we mourn his passing. No, I'm just kidding. He's out on a different kind of off-road adventure.
Yeah.
So he will be back with us next week.
So I see you have a little new segment in here.
Yes. Oh, yes. I thought about this earlier, then forgot about it. I thought this was great. There was a recent. Somebody recently followed XJ Talk or Wrangler Talk, I can't remember which, and I went over and looked at this person's Twitter feed, and there was a couple of bad jokes in there, and I thought, I don't say enough bad jokes, so let's do a segment with bad jokes.
Kind of like, what does a hen weigh?
Oh, 3 or 4 pounds. So this is actually from Jeep Families, Wrangler owner. And like I said, recent Twitter follower. And she posted this yesterday. Bad joke day here at work. How much do pirates pay to get their ears pierced?
Do you want me to
You can
answer
say
this?
it. You can say it.
Buccaneer.
Of course. A buccaneer. And then she says,
Buccaneer.
And then she says, crickets chirping. Then a long series of ha-ha-has. And I think they're drug her away, kicking and screaming to the funny form. But
so I think it's a good idea to share your bad jokes with us, and we can, tell them in chit chat, because you started this with the henway, and then my son didn't think that was too funny, so then he started sharing his jokes.
We don't have a son joke this week, do we?
No, I asked him today at dinner, and he's like, "Mom, I don't have any more jokes."
he's tired of the whole thing.
I know. He's like, get over it. That was stupid. It was funny that one time, but it's not funny anymore, Mom.
They're cute when they're 30. If you have a bad joke, share it with us. Just send it to us on Twitter at xjtalk, and put the hashtag, little hashtag symbol, which is a pound, bad jokes. Jokes, plural, bad jokes. So I'm sure you can even share it with Tammy over on Google Plus or Facebook.
Yep. Anywhere. Instagram.
Buccaneer, get it? It's like a joke. So anyway, so Tammy, you were talking about earlier about you going off road and collecting your things. Let's talk a little bit about how you feel about going out there. You mentioned you're going out there by yourself, and I'm really surprised you can't get the neighbor or somebody to go with you.
The woman who I went with before, she's actually ready to have a baby any day now. So
this would be a help.
Yeah. So that would be a good idea. And, everyone says, oh, I want to go with you. I want to go with you. But then, when you ask them, it's like, oh, they're, and it is Memorial Day weekend. It's a family weekend and, they're all doing family things. But, a lot of my friends just aren't into it. So, that's why I've, got on the forums and, trying to find new Jeep buddies, I guess. So, but no, I'm going in my Jeep by myself, but I'm not going by myself.
Oh, you're going to meet up with some folks up
there. There was one guy that when I was at Roush Creek before, he noticed my bumper and he was with a different group and we were all, eating lunch, and he walks over. He's like, oh, did you install that bumper yourself? And I said, yeah. And anyway, we got to talking and I found out, he just lives like 45 minutes up the road from me. So, he emails me. He's the one who I went with in January. So him and this other guy from, I think, New Jersey, as a matter of fact, we're going to meet and we'll all go on the trails. But they're lifted, and so they want to go on a little bit more difficult trails. So I'm crossing my fingers that I'm brave enough to try some of these blue trails, which are a little rockier, and my clearance is going to be an issue on some of these. So I'm really going to have to go slow and pick my lines really good and just be aware of, where the things are under my Jeep.
Well, of course you'll have spotters. And, this is really good because it'll also let you feel what it's like to do it pre-lift and post-lift.
Right. And that's one of the reasons everyone's like, why aren't you lifting your Jeep? Why aren't you lifting your Jeep? And I'm like, because I really want to know what it's like with it outlifted. And I feel like I will be a better, more cautious driver.
And you'll also understand what the benefit of a winch is after this, I bet, because you'll probably get into a situation where it's just too much for you to get over in a non-lifted Jeep with stock tires. And somebody's probably going to have to winch you up and over. And you're going to say, damn it, I can do that myself. Do
you think so?
We'll see. Not. We'll see. I've never done rocks, so I'm just going by what I've heard and what I've read about. Right. The only thing I've ever done is mud or a banking, a river banking. What do you call it? The embankment going up over the riverbank.
Right.
So that would be, I guess, similar to rocks, with the exception is that it's not very grabby on the tire because it's muddy or dirt peeling away. And so I can well imagine that. I actually bent my tie rod. I bent my track bar trying to go up that embankment, and eventually had to winch myself up and over it, which was really cool because I got to use my winch. And and it's just amazing that I know what the winch is rated at, and it's rated at twice. It can lift twice the weight of my Jeep, but just to see that little bitty motor and that cable pulling that Jeep up and over things it's really cool. There's a big gee whiz factor to that.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I'm ready to think that's cool yet.
Well, you have to go there. You have to get to point A, from point A to point B in your own time.
Right.
And I think doing this is going to help you understand the relevance for it for you.
Right. It's just so nerve-wracking because, a Rubicon is a lot of money, and it's my daily driver, but I'm not going to do anything I'm uncomfortable with. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think that most of those trails have bypasses on the difficult stuff.
Yes. And I have had to take a bypass. I think I've taken it 2 times. And actually, one time I was going to take a bypass because it was through water, and I just wasn't sure of the deepness of it. And my oldest son was with me, and he encouraged me. He's like, "Mom, you can do it. Just go through it." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah." So, but I won't have him there to encourage me through this time, which may be good, maybe a blessing in disguise.
That's true. Maybe just keep this in mind. If the guy that's waving you through going, "Yeah, come on, you'll be fine," and he's driving a Ford Aerostar minivan, you might want to wait and listen to one of the other guys that have one of the lifted vehicles that you maybe have been out there more often. Although, if the guy's gotten that far in a Ford Aerostar, he may know what he's talking about.
Exactly. The 2 guys I'm going with, I think if I remember correctly, they both have 2-door lifted, 2.5 and 3-inch, something like that. So they're not super lifted.
It's so funny. I didn't know anything about Wranglers when I went to lift my wife's, and I just thought, hey, I got to go 4 inches at least. That thing is really up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My wife is 5'2". And,
oh my God! Does she have a stool to get in?
No. I have sliders on there now, but before that, I just put the oh shit handles on there on both sides, and she just grabs that and pulls herself up in there.
Yep.
But it's funny. She does have to. There's a neighbor that is about the same age as my wife, and she can't make it up in there. So she'll actually get the stool. Actually, there's 2 of her friends that are the same age or about the same age, and she has to get a stool for them to get in the Wrangler. It's just it's so funny.
My friend has a hard time getting in mine too.
It's good exercise too. I had when I test drove a Viper a number of years ago, I had trouble getting out of the Viper, and that was a whole different thing because it was so low to the ground, and you're almost laying down in the damn thing.
You roll out onto the ground.
I think that's what I did. There's just no way to look cool if you're not if you haven't been using those muscles, stomach muscles and stuff to get out of there.
Yep.
So, well, that's very exciting. I'm hoping that you see some really interesting things. Do you know if they're having any events or any racing? Because I think that they.
I think I think on Saturday they are.
Now, are you're going up Friday or you're going up Saturday?
No, I'm just going Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Okay.
Yeah. I was just going to go look to see if they had. I think there was some rock crawling racing or something.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. The Unlimiteds, Ultra Unlimiteds. That might be a different kind of race, but the ones where they build these buggies, the rock bouncers,
yes, right,
and they just go up a trail, a rock-strewn trail as quickly as they can.
Yep. I could never do that, I don't think.
I think it's called balls to the walls. Well, I guarantee you, if I had one of those rock buggy bouncers, I sure the hell would try. I think that would be a blast to go bouncing up through there. But that's not a daily driver,
like the
though.
Speed. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
you like the speed.
Yeah.
Thing. I like to take it slow.
But that would be fun to see too. But I think I'd like to at least try it once.
So Saturday they're having the RC Rocks ROCS crawl series, and it's those, dune buggy type vehicles just crawling straight up the rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there'll be a lot of carnage in that and I think that's one of the things that people like seeing. I mean, it's like me watching NASCAR. It's mildly interesting watching them, zip around the track, but it's very interesting whenever they have a wreck.
There's a crash. Yeah.
So it's horrible to say, but it's really interesting when you see a car going that fast sideways or backwards. So I always hate it when somebody gets injured, and I don't think too many people get injured in the rock bouncers anyway, because there's so much metal around them. All you got to do is keep your fingers and toes in the ride at all times, and you should be okay. You might get a concussion, but you should be okay. Well, trying to think. I really don't have anything to report on my Jeep. I'm hoping to get some stuff done over this long 5-day weekend that's coming up. Oh yeah, I was going to mention this. Now, you don't have this issue because you got a brand new Jeep, but mine was made back in 1978. No, I'm sorry, 1998, and the steering wheel, the leather on the steering wheel has pretty much gone. So I picked up some paracord, and I'm trying to go, you can kind of see it in the camera. I've got kind of a dark gray or charcoal, and I didn't want to go anything that was too bright of a red, but because, my dirty old hands are going to be on it, and it's going to look bad after a period of time. So I tried to go with some kind of dark color. So I'm going to try to wrap my steering wheel with this kind of charcoal and crimson, I think is what this color was called. Women and their color names. Dark red, I'll call it
burgundy.
Burgundy. Yeah, it's kind of like a burgundy, but it's it's so anyway. Trying to go with the same color scheme of the Jeep being black and red, but the interior is kind of a gray. So this in between silver and black and red was going to go on the steering wheel. So I'm going to try to do a multicolor wrap. Initially, I was thinking about doing every other, like it'd be gray, red, gray, red, gray, red. And then I got to thinking about it. Said, no, I think I'll do a whole long row of gray with some red in it. And the nice thing is that don't like it, I can just take it off there and do it a different way.
Redo it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll have some pictures on that on xjtalk.com. I know there's been some posts about doing the paracord wrap. In fact, that's where I got the idea, was xjtalk.com. Somebody put up a post and was talking about doing that. And I thought, that's a great idea. I don't like those little steering wheel covers.
That's what I have on mine.
Yeah.
It was a gift.
Well, it's not bad if it's covering a nice steering wheel.
Right.
But when it's covering a crappy steering wheel because all the leather's coming off of it,
right.
I just think it could be done better, more professional looking. So that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully it'll turn out well. I'm going to try to do more than just wrap it around. I'm going to try to do the whole knot thing. So it gives it some nice
right
visual
I don't know
effect.
if I could do that, but it's apparently pretty easy.
Exactly.
I mean, they make all sorts of things with that paracord.
Yeah, and if I ever get into a bad situation, I'll probably have 600 feet of paracord on that steering wheel.
Exactly.
Instead
of the little bracelet that they make, you'll have it on your steering wheel. You know what? And interesting today, I think it was on Google Plus. I was talking about my recovery kit and all the items, but they make shackles out of paracord instead of using the D-rings. Yeah. And I'll have to share the link with you, but they're super, you just put them, in the, where you would put the shackle, and then you hook the toe strap up to it, and they're supposed to be really awesome. And
wow.
I think they're expensive though.
I think they would probably have to be, because I think the D-ring shackles handle about 30,000 pounds per square inch, or maybe not per square inch, but total, like 30,000 pounds of pulling power. And I guess you could do that with paracord.
Yeah, I was going to try to find the link to it.
That's interesting, and you certainly wouldn't have to listen to them clank on the bumper.
Clank, exactly, because I did get those isolators for mine, where you put it on underneath the D part,
right.
The rounded part, and then also where it attaches to the screw, or there's little rubber things there. But I still, when I bounce on like speed bumps or whatever, I can still hear them clanking.
I don't even hear mine. I've got two up front and two in the back, and maybe I've just gotten used to it. I don't even hear them.
Well, you don't go topless, so.
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, that's what I was going to ask you. On those isolators, do you have to take those off before you use the D-rings, like if you're going to run something through it?
Oh, I bet you do.
I would think so, because otherwise it might, cut it in half.
Slip off, or...
Well, it may probably, if you run a cable through there, it'd probably cut it in half, or you put a hook on it, it probably would, if nothing else, it'd mash the hell out of it. But anyway, I thought you may have read on there about where they said to take them off.
I didn't read the directions.
It just dawned on me, talking about wrapping a steering wheel with paracord. You could actually wrap a D-ring with paracord.
You could.
And accomplish the same thing as the isolator. I just wonder what that paracord would do with all the road grime and stuff, if it would start looking nasty after a while.
Mm-hmm. You could paracord, how people crocheted pot holders and toaster covers. We could start a whole new line of paracord.
Have you seen that meme where there's a crocheted wheel cover on the back of a Wrangler?
Yeah, I've seen that so many times.
When Grandma knits you a wheel cover, you damn well better use it. Yeah, that was pretty funny. I just can't imagine somebody doing that or how well that thing would hold up. I guess you can coat it with anything and keep the grime and stuff off of it. But yeah, that was pretty funny stuff.
Oh, is it time to put the fire out?
Yeah, I didn't do the pig. I could always do the pig and the banjos. I got to start doing that every time. I figured everybody would get sick of that, listening to that every time. Well, guys, that's a show. You know, Tammy, gosh, I had a lot of fun tonight. I looked down at the time. I was wondering, I didn't even look at the clock. I was just, doing the show. Doing the show. And so look down and my gosh, it's already been an hour. Can you believe it? Well, you were yawning. You can believe it.
Well, I'm still have a little jet lag too.
Oh, really? When did you get back?
Late Tuesday night, about 2 a.m.
That's right. So that's like 4 hours time difference?
Yep.
Ooh, man, that's like half a work day.
So my clock's all screwed up.
I can well imagine. Well, I'm glad you had fun out there and got to see your sister. So anyway, hey guys, help support the show. Let people know about the XJ Talk Show on the other Jeep forums that you visit. Put a link in your signature and make a post. Let people know why you love the show. Fearful the site might admonish you or ban you? Well, if they do, let us know what happened, and we'll be sure to share and shame them with our audience. No, we're not going to shame them, but we'll certainly let people know what they should and shouldn't do on certain websites out there. So if your XJ Talk Show experience.
We lost you.
Yeah, I was just reading along because
oh my God.
Sometimes I see these words and they don't make any sense to me.
Right.
So anyway, your XJ Talk Show doesn't have to end now. We have an extensive back catalog of shows, over 170 of them. Go think. So go back and listen to them all. I think you'll really enjoy some of the first ones and think to yourself, why is Tony talking so quietly? And I'll just remind everybody, I didn't want my family to make fun of me. So I didn't talk very loud because I knew they were going to be standing outside the door just giggling at me. Listen to Dad. What is he doing? Does he think he's on the radio or something? So anyway, as you can tell, I got over that. So now I'm talking like I normally do. So get the word out about the XJ Talk Show. Post on your favorite Jeep site. Tell your friends. And next time you're buying Jeep parts, ask your vendor if they know about the show. Hey, wouldn't it be cool the next time you wound up to buy something, you actually heard the XJ Talk Show playing over the overhead speakers? I think that'd be cool, and let us know if it happens. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, the Twitter, XJ Talk, and you can subscribe to our show via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn.com. And you know what, Tammy? Are you familiar with Spotify?
No, I'm not.
It's a music service where you can stream music for like $10 a month or even free with commercials and stuff in there. They've started carrying podcasts.
Oh.
So I'm digging around. I'm sure we're not on there, but you just never know. And they have like 10 million subscribers, like 40 million total people that stream music off of Spotify. I don't know if people can do it or not. I don't know where to send you on Spotify. But if you find the spot, the Spotify, but if you find the spot where you can tell them about the XJ Talk Show, tell them, and you might be the person that got us on Spotify. And next year, when we're all multimillionaires, we'll say, Tom was the one that got us on Spotify. Yep. And
thanks, Tom.
And why there's a whole new crew doing the show because the rest of us retired. All right, guys, you have a great Jeep week, and
we'll see you next week.
Tammy,
and don't forget to check out my blog at www.jeepmama.com.
You guys have a great night.
Hey folks, I'm Clyde and this is Tommy from the Pops Boys House. You're listening to the XJ Talk Show with Tony and Josh. Cheers!
You hear that beer hitting the floor. That was half a can of beer that hitting the floor right there. Okie dokie. So let's see. We had there. I guess the 30-second delay was up. Pat's Boys says, "Hell yes, hell's yeah." So I guess they saw their little promo they did for us there. I don't know. Did you guys Tammy? Did you see the latest Pabst Boys video where they were talking about hood vents? I posted a picture up of Clyde recommending the show.
Oh no, was that just like, did they just do that within the past week?
I think a little longer than a week. You got to watch that because they show how to do the how to cut holes in the hood and put some vents in. And actually, I think they had a.
No, I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, you need to watch that. And in between, Clyde says, and while you let the paint dry, get you some online entertainment from the interwebs, and has the XJ Talk Show there on the laptop. I was just enjoying their craziness that they always have in those videos.
Oh, I love them.
And and I went over there and I was watching that, and then I saw that and I went, "What the hell? Look at that! There's the big old banner sticking on the laptop." So I showed my wife.
Watch that.
Yeah, I showed my wife, and she goes, "Oh!" And then she goes, "Oh, did you do that?" In other words, did I modify the image?
Oh, she thought you were like,
the video, and stuck it in there.
Like you were photoshopping it.
Yeah, and I said, "No, they did it." She goes, "Oh, that's neat." But immediately it was like, "Oh, you did that. You're just faking me." I said, "No, they did that." She doesn't think people like me. But she knows me, so there you go. She has that advantage.
She has your number down.
Yeah. She's like, "Why are you so nice? You're not nice to people normally." So, well, most people don't do the same things I do. I mean, I've always been that way with like ham radio or people that you know that you have something in common with, and you have something to talk to about. It's just a lot easier than actually. And I've said it before. You go up to in the guy world. I don't know how it is in the woman world, but in the guy world, it's like you want a beer. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't drink. Okay, strike one. And then it's like, hey, how about those, put whatever team you want to put in there, Rockets, whatever. And I was like, I don't follow professional sports. And then they just kind of, get, kind of melt and then turn and walk away because that's
nothing. It's a camaraderie.
I think I call that the guy or guy versus guy pickup lines. And if those pickup lines don't work, it's like, I need to go find somebody else to talk to. Yep. So anyway. But yeah, ham radio, airplanes, flying, love that topic. I haven't flown in years, but love that topic. I can talk to somebody about that for a very long time. Certainly Jeeps are a blast. Really any four-wheel drives, off-road things, they're fun. I've ridden my motorcycle a couple of times. I've always thought it'd be a lot of fun, especially off-road. But, there's a lot of...
I don't know if I could do that off-road.
Well, it certainly would be dirty.
I'd be scared.
I think I would be less scared because on a motorcycle, you can almost pick it up and move it out of whatever way.
True.
You're not going to get stuck. Chances are good you are going to fall. So, but I mean, it's not that far to fall, and...
when I think of motorcycles, I think of speed.
No, it doesn't have to be. Just like off-road doesn't have to be. Just getting up and through things and up and over. I think it'd be a blast, frankly. The four-wheelers, have you ever done the UTVs, the side-by-sides, or the four-wheelers, the single, dual-passenger?
The ATV ones? Yeah. I
mean, those things are really cool.
Off-road, but just like when I grew up in Minnesota, we would drive it in, the country and stuff.
Did you ever do a three-wheeler?
Yep. Actually, my dad was driving up a little hill with my younger sister behind him, and he flipped it over. Thankfully, no one got hurt.
That's the kind of the downside I see on those four-wheel ATVs is that they really need some sort of roll bar, just enough to give you a little bit of room to get out of the way, because those things are quite heavy. The big ones are very heavy, but at $11,000 they ought to be. All right, guys. Well, Tammy's over on the East Coast, so it's like, 2-3 o'clock in the morning over there now. So we're going to wrap up and get off of here. Thank you a lot.
I got to go running 2 miles tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, gee. Hit the snooze. Do it at 9.
I'm training for another mud run.
Well, that's not a bad thing for getting used to the heat and everything for being off road, because it does get hot out there. That was one of my complaints when I went off road in my Jeep a few years ago. Was the guy that I met out there to go off road with? He had to stop anytime there was any little drop off or whatever, and he'd stand there and look at you like, "Come here." I'm been sitting in my Jeep, nice and cold because I got the AC running. And he's like, "Come here, look at this." I get out, walk over there.
Oh, it's too hot.
Yeah, man, let's just drive over this. So it was stop and look. Good guy. I wish he was still around. He's not dead or anything. He just went on to bigger and better things, I guess. I guess people do that with hobbies. They come and go. So let's do some quick recognition here. We've got the Super Croc in our chat room, which I mentioned before.
CROC, as in crocodile.
Well, I guess. And although I don't think they care how it's spelled. We've got the Paps Boys, XJ Wheeler, Steve. I know I saw Steve in here, 4.3 LXJ. And I saw Jeep Boss. Well, there's a lot of Paps Boys Super Croc conversation going here. Jeep Boss, of course, Jeep Mama. I think that's about it. Who was active in the chat room tonight? Thank you guys very much for coming and joining us live and chatting it up in the chat room. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Josh will be back next week. I think everybody's going to be here next week.
Yes. Yep.
So,
I'll be here.
As long as you can make it back from Rosh Creek.
In one piece. Knock on wood.
If they've got cell phone service, maybe you can call us from there. If you're stuck.
Do a
Thursday.
spike peep, or a pipe speak. Call and leave a voicemail.
I was just going to assume that was some sort of app I wasn't aware of, and I was just going to let it go.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, I bet.
Slurring my words.
So you guys have a great night. We'll see you next week with a full crew.
Good night, everyone.